Now let's talk about how courts determine parenting time. This legal standard in Colorado is the best interest of the child. So this is enumerated certain factors that the court has to look at when making these determinations and anything else. All right, so we'll talk through some of the big standards and factors that the court looks at. One of the first one is the wishes of the parents. That one's pretty obvious. Mom wishes that each parent shares 50-50 parenting time, week on, week off. Father wishes that he shares more of the parenting responsibilities, let's say Monday through Friday with father, every other weekend with mother. The court looks at those two positions and considers them. What weight the court will give to those positions depends on the reasoning behind those positions. Right? So another factor that the court looks at when determining parenting time is the wishes of the child. So there's no set age as to when a child is mature enough or not mature enough to make the decision as to where they wish to have parenting time. Oftentimes, it's difficult to even get the child's wishes before the court because most courts here in the Denver metro area, they're not going to want to hear from a kid. They're not going to want to put them up on the stand and have them testify, mom versus dad. So that goes into potentially getting a CFI involved. And the CFI can talk to a child and really figure out what those wishes are. There are limited circumstances where we can do what's called a motion for in-camera review. And in that situation, the judge takes the child back into chambers, asks the child certain questions, and then the wishes of the child come out. I think you can see the obvious problems with that method. One being that this is not in the presence of the parents, right? So you don't know what your child is saying or not saying back there. You don't know what's being asked and how it's being asked from the judge. So that is not an ideal situation. If it's necessary to bring in the child's wishes, my recommendation would likely be through either a child and family investigator or PRE. That's a parental responsibilities evaluator. And you can learn more about those in some of my other videos. Another factor that the court's going to look at is the interaction between the child and the child's environment and the people that are in the child's environment, such as siblings, cousins, aunts, grandparents, friends, schoolmates, things of that nature. Right? So let's just imagine a scenario where a child, for the majority of their life, they've lived at grandma's house with father, and there's other cousins are there, and their aunts and uncles are there. That makes a stronger case as to the support system around that child, why parenting time in that environment should continue or even increase, right? So those are some of the factors that the court looks at when it's considering the environment of the child. Really, anything's at play. Anything that supports our client's position is certainly fair game, and anything that goes against our client's position, we certainly are aware of and do our best to mitigate the influence of those.